Member.
Thank you, Minister, for that answer. And again, thank you for taking action on this important issue in the Central Coast. My third question would be in regards to the 2014 Simushir incident off the coast of Haida Gwaii. This was the Russian cargo ship that lost steering and, thanks to southeast wind, we were fortunate enough to not have an incident of it crashing ashore in Gwaii Park or on Haida Gwaii in general. I know that the Council of the Haida Nation has had concerns with regards to feeling that we as a province are ill prepared to deal with vessel incidents of this type. A U.S. tug was deployed from Prince Rupert. However, one of the Coast Guard ships, I believe it was the Gordon Reed, that by luck was able to pull the ship further ashore, even though it's not equipped for that type of activity, and ropes broke 3 times. So what I wanted to know was how can I reassure the Haida people that we as a province have learned from this incident? So I'd like to know what the Ministry of Environment has learned from this incident, what mechanisms are in place so that we can avoid this type of accident in the future.
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, the member's quite right with respect to the stroke of luck or miracle or whatever you want to call it. I spent 3 years living on Haida Gwaii, and the idea that the wind would change to that direction, especially that time of year, pretty unusual. So we certainly benefited from that, but of course we don't want to rely on that, nor on a tug that wasn't even supposed to be at Prince Rupert, but could have been in Seattle. And as it stood, I think it took about 43 hours or something for the tug to finally reach the vessel. So it was really touch and go that kept us from a significant disaster on our coast of Haida Gwaii. But of course, from disaster often springs the journey forward to find something better. The federal government, through the Coast Guard, conducted an interagency review. We're trying to find out if they've posted the results online. It's not our review, so we don't have the decision as to whether or not to post it, but we participated in that. We've also, though, been talking with the Haida Nation Council since then at a very high level with respect to what kind of assets need to be located in and around the area to improve current shipping safety and also response in the case of something going wrong. So those discussions are ongoing, and the Haida, I know, are keenly interested in what kinds of assets could be located nearer to them to make something like this not happen again, not put us in this position. We have also, at this stage, looking at the broader marine spill response capacity. When we introduced the land-based spills preparedness and response regime legislation yesterday, the amendments to EMA, at the same time we also released the second NUCA research report. The first NUCA research report was out, I believe, a couple of years ago. This one focuses more on looking at what's necessary to bring us up to the high standard that we need to be at. So I would commend that to the member as well. So a significant amount of work is going on in this area. I will say that our federal partners have certainly displayed a willingness to work with us. We've seen the action that they took on the Kitts Coast Guard base. That was something they did very quickly, but that cooperation and that collaborative attitude is continuing as we look at broader spills response capacity up and down the coast, and in particular around Haida Gwaii. I've had direct conversations with the minister just with respect to the significant amount of ship traffic up and down that area of the coast, putting aside anybody contemplating any increase in that. Right now, it's significant ship traffic. And if anybody wants to go do good and interesting beach combing, one of the reasons it's the best place to do that is because ships routinely lose containers from ships, and you find the most interesting things washed up on the shore. We don't ever want that to be oil, right? We don't ever want that to be fuel or something else hazardous. So work continues, and as I say, we've been very encouraged by the response we're receiving from the federal government, and I hope that that leads to our ability to announce further actions soon.